This is Dr. Sally Barlow from the psychology department at BYU.
What's the most significant change you've seen in psychology?
The most important thing I've seen happen in psychology in the last 25 years is the shift towards CBT, neuroscience, and behavioral medicine. And on the one hand, I don't think it's such a bad idea, but on the other hand, I'm really struck by how unpopular it is now to be a humanist, an existentialist, or a psychodynamic psychotherapist.
What advice would you give students new to the program?
Probably to get on YouTube and to watch the tongue-in-cheek videos about, I don't know who put them together, but they say, so you want to be a psychologist, so you want to be a clinical psychologist, so you want to be an experimental psychologist. There are about 5 of them, because they actually quite accurately capture the downside of those professions. So I think if you just look at that and sort of see what the downside is, then you can still go ahead and be a psychologist, because there's many good things that recommend being a psychologist. I can't think of anything else I wished I could have been, except maybe an opera singer, but I don't have the vocal cords for it, so I love being a psychologist.
What are the similarities and differences between organizational psychology and the clinical route?
Organizational psychology used to have a really much more robust subsection in psychology. They certainly have a division, but in psychology, part of what happened is organizational psychology left and went to MBA schools, and so it's diminished. The IO, the organizational psychology or industrial organization IO route is a good one to go, but I think nowadays you probably ought to go get probably a PhD in organizational behavior. It's become so specified that you need to get a PhD in it. And clinical psychology is when you're dealing with people who have troubles, and one of the distinctions between organizational behavior and clinical psychology is OB allows you to go into organizations and try to help employees do better in their job, and that is not a therapeutic endeavor. In fact, if you use therapeutic skills on them, they dislike it. But when you're doing clinical work, there's an expectation that you're going to talk about really troubling subjects.
What can you do with a psychology degree? Do you have to have a graduate degree to work the field?
Well, you know, a good undergraduate degree in psychology teaches you how to be interpersonally skilled and have value for social psychology and child psychology, and it gives you a nice smattering of domains that allows you to be a better person and more attuned to your own children if you're lucky enough to have them. Makes you be sort of more aware of what your motives might be, to be internally rather than externally located, to get along with your spouse, to maybe get along with your boss better. It's a really good undergraduate degree. If you want to make a profession out of it, you need a PhD.